work just as well.
Alrighty, let's get this started. We're going to be going on case of what my opponent said, and then we're going to go off case onto what I stated earlier. Okay, on case is his first point was hostility. Second point was a one-size-fits-all. Third point was discipline causes mental and physical health problems, and the fourth was a generalization of what's going to be taught within the military program. Okay, so we're going to be attacking the first one of hostility. In no way did he actually substantiate of how there's going to be hostility and why there's going to be hostility. He just said that there's going to be this negative connotation that the military is going to introduce hostility. He brought up no information or no evidence of stating why or how. So I think he was trying to go off the emotional basis of, oh, you're in the military, or you're going to have a military style program, that must be bad. Military is bad, and that's something that is completely false, and it's just simply playing off your emotions. The second one that I'm going to be refuting right now is going to be the one-size-fits-all military-style program. Okay, that is not true. I actually stated within my cross-examination that this is not going to be a one-size-fits-all program, but in reality, it's going to be more of a group team effort. Generally, within, say, a sports team, each person relies on each other because of their strengths and weaknesses. The strong person is going to compensate for the weaker person, while the weaker person, let's just say, might be more intelligent, is going to compensate for the slightly less intelligent person. It's the same program here. The slightly more physically fit might compensate for the not so physically fit, while the not so physically fit might be more adept at handling a certain situation compared to another person. It's just simply working as a team to accomplish your goal. It's a group mentality. It's not an individual mentality. And I think that's what he was trying to portray with our current education system. It's emphasis on the individual, while in this program, it's an emphasis on the group mentality to achieve the goal. The third one was the discipline causing mental or physical health problems. He had no evidence as to substantiate why there will be health problems or what will cause it. He just said, okay, discipline is going to cause health problems just because of those who cannot keep up. I actually think that's the opposite. Discipline will actually minimize the chances of problems, maybe physical or mental. If a person has the discipline to continue on, that shows that they do not have the weakness. It shows that they can persevere through any challenge. If I have the discipline to continue running, compared to a person that does not have the discipline, the person that may not have the discipline might cause themselves to might harm themselves just because they do not know how to overcome a certain situation. And the fact is that simple idea that discipline is horrible for you, which I think he was trying to explain or trying to put out, that discipline actually is something that we should not have, is completely false. In reality, we should support the idea that discipline is good for all. And the fourth one was the generalization of what would be taught. He asked, oh, well, is it going to be liberal arts, and is it going to be completely physical? In reality, I stated that in the cross-examination that, this is not going to be purely physical. This is, in reality, we're going to put an emphasis on the liberal arts, may it be music, poetry, art, or any other form of liberal arts. Not just an emphasis on physical, and not just an emphasis on the very basic core curriculum, may it be math, science, or English, or any of the other core curriculums. Don't get me wrong, we still are going to be teaching those core curriculums, but there's going to be an emphasis on the liberal arts as a way to expand the mind in a different way. Okay, from there on, we're going to be going on to my off case of what I stated earlier. The 3 points I stated in the very beginning were the physical education, building leaders, and academic success. Physical education, let's start off with that. Generally, physical education, as we know, is the ability to be physical in any form way. It's a teaching of different ways to improve your body, be through push-ups, through running, through sit-ups, or any other form of physical education. With physical education, the student is able to actually overcome any form of problem, may it be physically ahead of them, because they have toned their body, they have improved their body to a point where they can overcome that challenge. Second point, building leaders, which a point that you did not bring up on.
So
Generally, discipline when it comes to a military program
these are
is
just my definitions.
teaches individuals how to
Those blue ones?
Yeah, these
to
blue ones,
lead
because if you look
in
at
their
them,
community,
they're
to
called
lead in the groups that they have been
so
assigned
it's the
to.
interpretation
Military programs, as I
of the
stated
red
in the
line.
very
Like the
beginning in the first
resolution.
movie, I gave multiple
resolution
examples
says
of
this.
very influential people that did come from military schools,
so
and
what that
why
means-
they were able to achieve what they did just because they had the discipline to
That
persevere.
means
And academic success.
He didn't.
As I
dispute
stated in the
that.
first video as
We all
well,
agree, you know what I mean? So,
military
therefore,
schools
there is
actually,
no
since
response.
they
It's
have,
not
they teach the discipline, they teach the student to
Whereas-
achieve and persevere.
yours.
They're
No,
able
that was
to,
different.
they're able to achieve a higher level of testing.
Okay.
Military
these are-
schools,
okay.
which I gave evidence and supporting to, actually came up with higher SAT scores compared to non-militarized schools.
After I gave some definitions, I said,
As I say, okay,
therefore,
now on to another
I'm
point, which I did
advocating
in the
access to
cross-examination.
complete education.
This program is
And I
not
have
favoring the
3
physically
reasons
fit
why-
as what
or
he
I
tried to
have
bring
3
up. This program
arguments
is
as to why
actually
we
favoring
should
the
pass
not
it.
physically fit, just
One of
so
those
we can
arguments
actually teach them or bring them up to a point where they're being
this.
able to be physically fit.
It's like
Those
the
students that are
United States
not
is
being able to
losing its
physically fit
educational rating.
will be
That's not
put into
that's a
programs,
stock
will be put
issue,
into
right?
something similar
And
to
I
what you would
supported
notice
that-
at a gym.
that stock issue with
If a
these
person's
2
not able to do
arguments.
something,
These
they'll
2 claims.
start off slow and they'll
those 2
work into it,
claims
not
are
simply
supported
just
with
thrown
these 2
into
pieces
something
of
that
data.
they would not be
Okay?
able to do.
He
Those
disputed
unphysically
the
fit
harms.
will
He
be put
didn't
in
dispute the
slowly,
data.
and they'll
Like,
then
he's
one
like,
day
okay,
will
that's
be
fine.
brought up into the general
The
population.
harms themselves, I have this response.
So everything
what
I'm
you're
trying to
saying-
explain right now, I hope that you realize that what he's trying to put out is this emotional connotation
that's his claim. High stakes testing
that
is
the
a real
military
harm.
is, or the military program is something that
and
we
then
should
when
not have, and that
when he says high stakes testing is the
he,
real harm,
he attached a very negative connotation to it, but in reality, I feel that it would actually be very positive to it.
Separate, like, how do you
Because of that, he stated that there was no formatting, no plan of how we're going to do it. In reality, military programs are pretty generalized overall. They're pretty standardized when it comes to to any other military program, and then we would just simply use something similar to a private military program that we would implement into the public education system.
you refute any claims
Okay,
in debate graph
and because of that, I hope you vote for the F
put anything on there
and
that you
support the program for
video
a military
is
star
supposed to be-
education
have
system.